Yes, the question here is, what is factorization? I know in your previous classes you have been taught HCF, LCM as well as factors. So the question is, what is factorization? Well, factorization is simply the art of expressing a number as a product of its factors. I repeat, factorization is simply the art of expressing a number as a product of its factors. For example, we are going to be looking at the number 6. The number 6 has several factors. 3 and 2 are factors of 6. When we express 6 as a product of these factors, it simply means it is factorization. So, when we express 6 as a product of 3 and 2, we have 3 times 2 equals to 6, or 2 times 3 equals to 6, which is factorization. So we can say that the factorization of 6 is equal to 3 times 2. Then on the other hand, factors, they are numbers that divide another number without leaving a remainder. Factors, they are numbers that divide another number without leaving a remainder. I'm going to be taking an example to explain this. For example, you are asked to write out the factors of 12. You are asked to write out the factors of 12. You will notice that all the factors of 12, that is all the numbers that can divide 12, are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. All these numbers can divide 12 without leaving a remainder. So this is what makes them to be factors of 12. So I'm going to be explaining to you the different methods of factorization. First, I'll be explaining factorization by HCF, factorization by HCF. So what is HCF? You already know the meaning. HCF means highest common factor. Highest common factor. So in this particular set of examples, we'll be using the highest common factors to solve factorization. So let's take the first example. It says, find the HCF of 8pq and 24p squared. HCF of 8pq and 24p squared. So what do you do here? All you just need to do here is to express each term as a product of its factors. Express each term as a product of its factors. For 8pq, you have 2 times 2 times 2 times p times q. Then for 24p squared, you have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times p times p. So you trace out the common terms. I mean the common factors. If you look at it carefully, you notice 2 times 2 times 2 times p are common. So that gives us our HCF as 8p. Now, this is a class activity. I need you to solve this class activity in your notes and submit to your teacher. It says, find the HCF of 7MNP and NP. So let's take the next example, which is example 2. This example says, factorize 2mh minus 8m squared h. 2mh minus 8m squared h. So how do we go about this? The first thing you need to do is to find the HCF of the terms in the given expression. So you're going to look for the HCF of 2mh and 8m squared h. And if you do that rightly, you will discover that the HCF is 2mh. So what do you do with this 2mh? You use this 2mh to divide each term in the expression, but take note, you will retain the HCF. So when you do this, you have 2mh in the bracket of 2mh over 2mh minus 8m square h over 2mh. Then this will give us 2mh. After dividing, you have bracket 1 minus 4m. So final answer is 2mh bracket 1 minus 4m. You can see it's very, very easy. Again, I need you to try this second class activity in your note and submit to your teacher. It says factorize 5a cubed minus 3a, just complete it. Example 3. It says factorize the following expressions. Factorize the following expressions. A, 2x in the bracket of 5a plus 2 minus 3y in the bracket of 5a plus 2. Then the second question is 2d cubed plus d squared in the bracket of 3d minus 1. So I need you to pay attention to this particular type of example. Very, very important. So in the very first one, you will notice that there is a common factor. And what is the common factor? 5a plus 2. The bracket of 5a plus 2 is common to both sides of the expression. So it means that if we bring out this common factor, we now have 2x in the bracket of 5a plus 2 minus 3y in the bracket of 5a plus 2 to be equal to what? Bracket 5a plus 2 bracket 2s minus 3y. I told you it's very, very simple. You can try more on your own. Then we have the second problem here, which says we should factorize it. But if you look at the expression carefully, you notice that d squared is a common factor to the expression. So what do? You bring out the d squared and write down whatever is left in the bracket. So what am I trying to explain here? You have d squared in the bracket of 2d plus bracket 3d minus 1. So you open the inner bracket and you have d squared in the bracket of 2d plus 3d minus 1. 2d plus 3d will give us 5d. So our final result is d squared in the bracket of 5d minus 1. Quite simple. Now, this is another class activity I need you to solve. You can always pause the video to write down the question so that you can solve. It says factorize d in the bracket of 3h plus k minus 4d squared. Now, another method we can use in factorization is factorization by grouping. What did I say? Factorization by grouping. Here, your main emphasis is to group before you factorize. So let's take a look at this example. Example 4. It says factorize 2s ROU plus 6t ROU minus 4s ROV minus 12t ROV. So the first thing is you check if there is a common factor to all of them. So if there is a common factor, you bring out that common factor first before you proceed. So let's quickly take a look at the expression again. If you take a look at the expression carefully, you will notice that there is a common factor of 2r. It's common to all the terms in the expression. So that gives us 2s ROU plus 6t ROU minus 4s ROV minus 12t ROV to be equal to what? 2r. Now we are left in the bracket SU plus 3TU minus 2SV minus 6TV. So the next thing you are going to do now is you group the terms in the bracket. You are going to group the terms in the bracket so that you can factorize again. Yes, at times you can factorize more than once. So when you group the terms in the bracket, you have bracket SU plus 3U minus bracket 2SV plus 6TV. Don't forget that minus is plus, so that's why the sign now changed to plus in the second bracket. So find out what is common in the group brackets. When you find out what is common in the group bracket, you discover that in the first bracket U is common, while in the second bracket 2V is common. So if you do that, you will notice that there's also another common factor of bracket X plus 3T. So bring out that common factor and you have your final answer as 2R in the bracket of S plus 3T bracket U minus 2V. So I need you to try this last class activity, solve it in your maths note and submit to your teacher. I hope you enjoy this lesson. I will be with you in the next one. Thank you.